Hey everybody, it's Jaime from No Getting Off This Train. In today's video, I am showing you 4 different breakfast recipes that you can make in a muffin tin. Whenever I talk to anyone who is new at doing meal prep, I always tell them to start with breakfast first, mainly because I feel like that's the easiest meal to start with, and I feel like it's also one that people struggle with a lot because maybe they wake up super early or maybe they just don't have a lot of time in the mornings to eat breakfast. And sometimes having a breakfast in the fridge and ready to pull out and heat is super convenient. And some people like having breakfast that is portable and maybe even in smaller serving sizes, which is why a muffin tin is perfect. Now today I've got 4 different recipes for you. These are meal prep friendly and freezer friendly. So if you make all of these, you can stick them in the freezer and then whenever you want, you can pull them out and then just heat them and eat. I've got all the recipes down below in the description, so make sure you check those out. They're all super easy and extremely delicious. So let's get into all of them and I'm going to show you how they're all made. First off, if I'm talking too fast for you to keep up, just remember you can find the recipes linked below. The first recipe here is blueberry baked oatmeal cups. They're high in fiber and they keep me full for a super long time. So in a large bowl, add 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1.5 cups of applesauce, 1.5 cups of milk, and 2 tablespoons of honey, and mix it all together. And then add 2.5 cups of rolled oats, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and mix it all together. Next, pour the mixture into a greased muffin tin. This makes 12, but I like to double the recipe so we can all eat from it throughout the week. Sprinkle a few blueberries on top of each one and bake at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes. So I'm actually making all 4 recipes at once, so you'll see all of these mingling together at some point. Next up is veggie omelette cups. They're high in protein and full of vegetables. So in a large bowl, add 8 eggs, a half cup of milk, 1 cup of chopped spinach, 1 cup of diced bell peppers, and 1/3 cup of shredded cheddar. You can also add your favorite seasonings. Like I'm loving this Creole seasoning I got from Juggle Gems. Whisk all of it together and pour it into a greased muffin tin. Bake it at 350 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes until the eggs are set. Now these and the oatmeal cups bake at the same temperature, so they are great for prepping at the same time. Both of those are done, so let's work on the Biscuit breakfast cups. These are super creative and ended up being one of my favorites. So first, open up a can of biscuit dough and roll each one out flat. You can use your hands or a rolling pin like I ended up having to use. Press each one flat into the greased muffin tin, trying to get the edges up against the sides as well. Next, divide a ½ pound of cooked ground sausage into each biscuit. And then for the egg mixture, crack 7 eggs into a large bowl and add a ½ cup of milk. And then more of my favorite Creole seasoning. Just mix all of it together and carefully pour it into the biscuit cups. And lastly, top it off with 1 cup of shredded cheddar and bake these at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. The last recipe is for hash brown breakfast cups. Start by filling a greased muffin tin with 4 cups of frozen shredded hash browns. Mine were a little clumpy, but they still worked out okay. Top those with a ½ pound of cooked ground sausage and then 1 cup of shredded cheddar. Now for the egg mixture, crack 8 eggs into a bowl and pour in a ½ cup of milk and then your favorite seasonings. And then whisk it together and carefully pour into each muffin tin. And then you'll bake this at 400 degrees as well for 25 to 30 minutes. Now, both of these recipes turned out perfectly. Now, it's best to wait at least 15 to 20 minutes for these to cool before trying to get them out of the muffin tin. I use a knife and gently go around the edges before pulling out the egg cups, and then I put them on a cooling rack to let them cool completely. So now you have all these amazing breakfasts ready to eat. And if you want to freeze some of it, just line a baking sheet with parchment paper and place the breakfast cups in a single layer, making sure that they don't touch. And then put them in the freezer for about 3 or 4 hours. And once they're frozen, put them in a gallon-sized freezer bag, making sure to label it with a date and what's inside. And now you've got some easy breakfast ready to heat and eat. So leave me a comment and tell me which one of these 4 are you going to try soon. Honestly, I think my favorite one was the biscuit one. They were super filling, just with the carbs from the biscuits and then the eggs and sausage. They were so delicious. But I do recommend you try out all 4 at some point. You don't have to make all 4 at the same time. You can pick one and make enough to last you the whole week, or you can take an hour or so and just make all 4 of them. I hope this has helped you gain a few ideas for breakfast and some motivation on meal prep and freezer meals. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you later.